Hey ladies, welcome back to the She Lives podcast. Today I've got one of OTB's probably longest serving members actually, been with us since the trailer days. And she has done every single challenge that we've ever put out, and it is Shelly. Welcome,
Hi.
Shelly. A face that everyone in OTB will know. They'll be like, yeah, we've seen her. She's always on the classes, always doing the everything. So I wanted to touch base with you about the journey that you've been on and some of the things that you've had to overcome to get to where you are. But before we get to that, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us about yourself growing up and who you are.
Okay, my name is Shelly. I've practically lived in Papakura most of my life. When I was growing up, we did move out, but we eventually moved back. So I've been living here for a long time, but I never went to school here.
Oh, okay.
No, like I lived here, but I went to school out south.
Yeah.
So so did my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to school together and we went to the same school. After that, we just grow up, have children. So I have two children.
Mm-hmm.
One is 20 and the other one is 18. So I'm an early childhood teacher. Been doing this for like 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've just trudging along, and then I just came to OTB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was for you for your journey? Because you've been through a fair few injuries in your journey and you're like learning how to cope with that and how to continue your health journey and actually make progress while still going through injuries. But what was the moment for you that made you be like, I'm going to go to the gym? Like what made you decide I'm actually going to start a fitness journey? I'm going to go to the gym. What was it for you?
I would always see, the stuff on Facebook and the trailer and everything. And then I just thought, you need to do something. Like literally I was struggling to actually breathe, to walk, to even tie my shoelaces. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just decided, you need to do something. And then one of my friends, she reached out to me and she said, come to our Queendom. And then I thought, might as well just give it a go. And I brought one of my friends along. And, and it just started from there. Just keep going back because I knew that it was good for me.
Yeah.
Even though it was hard, but it was good for me.
Yeah. And at that time, so when you first started with OTB, when you first came to that Queendom session, how much did you weigh at that time?
I was 160 kgs.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the breaking point, I think. Like I knew it was bad. Like I didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
But it was like reality, you just do so much for everyone else and you don't put yourself first. You put your job first, you put your children first, you put your family first, and then you just become something.
A doormat.
Yeah. So I just became that person and I was the yes person. Even at my job, I would always be, do you know whether, can you do this for me? And I would always say yes.
Yeah.
And then I think in the new year, I just thought, no, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to do me. The gym is what makes me happy. It makes me happy, everyone.
Regardless. You're like,
Regardless.
Even though my face looks like this, when I'm training, I am happy, I promise.
Yeah. So, and I thought, I'll just keep going with this and see how far I get, see how long it takes. Yeah, and then I just become the no person. Even with my job, they were saying, can you, no, sorry, I can't, I'm not available. Can you, no, I'm not available. And it became like repetitive and it was just continuous. I was like saying no to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then, and then people just stopped asking me to do stuff because I was always saying, no, I can't. I've got to go to the gym. Like, that became a priority. And, it's good.
When you first made that change, because when you're on a journey like that and you are becoming a completely different person and the people around you are used to you being a certain way, when you first started saying no to people, was it difficult? Were there some times where like, you know, your kids ask something and you are like, well, no, because the gym comes first, but also you're my kids, so yes? Or were you able to just kind of be like, this is who I am now and this is the change that I'm making and stick to it? Was there any like...
I think when it comes to my kids, there had to be balance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd tell them, look, I'm just going to the gym for this 1 hour, and then when I come back, we can do all those things that you need me to do. Or, you know, we can do the homework, we can do the stuff. But I was very fortunate to live with my parents, so at the time, so my mum actually helped me.
Right.
And even my siblings helped me to look after my children, like if I had to go off and do stuff.
Yeah.
So I was pretty lucky in that perspective.
Yeah.
But the gym did become a priority, but just like my children, they were a priority too. But it was just something that was just for me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I had to share it, but
Yeah.
I shared it with lots of other people that were had the same kind of mindset as me. But it was different when I had to share it with my children.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely know now that the gym is a priority in my life, just like they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Because when you started your journey off, being heavier, because do you mind sharing your weight now?
Oh, yeah. I'm 111 now.
Yeah. Which is like insane. That's life-changing weight to lose.
Yes.
Like I wish that we could do a side-by-side photo now of when you first started to where you are now, because it's like half the person. That is what you've done. That is life-changing weight loss that you've had. When you first started with us, you were saying just before, like you were struggling to tie your own shoelaces, do all these different things. So you came to the gym already with like mobility issues anyway.
Yeah.
What was it that made you keep going? Because we all get aches and pains from the gym. Doesn't matter how fit you are, you do a workout on your back muscles are a bit sore, you do have the aches and pains, you have those different things. But you had already come in with mobility issues, aches and pains that you have just by being alive because of how heavy you were at the time. And then on top of that, you're putting your body through things that like honestly should not have been able to do, but you did it. So how do you keep going and not give in to like, my body's sore, or I'm not made to do this, or I'm too big to do these things? How did you keep going?
I think in the beginning it was just the drive, you know, because I wanted to be smaller, you know, I wanted to lose the weight. And then I started learning about like, it's the way you think, like your mindset. It's important because it helps you push through things that you never thought you could do. See, like me, I never thought I'd ever walk around Massey Park. That was just like, I just look at the track like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and when I walked around it for the first time in in years,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can do stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just kept coming, and then went to the trailer, and then, you know, and it became repetitive, and it was like every day.
It's a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were there ever anxieties around or like mindsets around that you were like worried to be judged? Did you ever have any feelings like that? People are going to judge me for doing this? Or, you know, when you tell people like, oh no, I can't come because I'm going to the gym. Did you ever feel like people would be like, judge you? What, like, how did you feel in the beginning stages?
I think people just thought, oh, you're going to the gym? Why are you doing that for? Oh, because I want to be healthy. Oh, you know, I want to be smaller. You know, that was the goal. I need to lose the weight, and I'm not getting any. I'm not doing anything. I'm just getting bigger and bigger. You know, and then like you'd have certain people that would say, oh, you know, you're always tired. You're always sore. I said, yeah, but it's working. You know, it's working. That's how it works. You can't just get it for nothing. You have to work hard for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that is so important. You cannot get it for nothing. Like, I think that's something that people forget, because we see the results that you have, and I just feel like some people forget that like you've done this, you've paid your dues continuously, and that's why you're at where you're at now. Like continuously every single week, day in, day out, whatever we've told you to do, you've been like, okay, cool, I'll do it. There's been no, oh, I can't do that, or I don't want to do that. Like everything has been attempted that has been asked of you. And I think that's what sometimes people forget. You cannot get it for nothing. You can't just wish it and then it happens.
Yeah, and then you can't just don't say you can't do it when you haven't even tried it. You know, try things first and then you know what you need to work on.
Mm-hmm. With your first class with OTB was our Queendom sessions that we used to do at Massey Park. Yep. What was that like for you? Because that is a bit different. So our Queendom sessions are a little bit different than our normal classes. So with that being your first ever class coming in.
I thought that was hard.
Yeah. And you know, like we start off by like sitting and chatting and doing some mindset work and things like that. Were you like, what the hell is this? Like, what was your first thoughts around Queendom when you first turned up?
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't have many. I have cousins, but I don't have a lot of like girl mates.
Yeah.
You know, that are on the same kind of journey as me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good to hear people's stories and how sometimes their weekly troubles are always someone else's gain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty good. Like, and then that's why I just kept coming back. And even the workout. I thought the workouts then was hard.
Yeah.
You know, because I was a big girl.
Yeah.
But now I just think they're extra hard now,
Yeah.
but they're good for us.
Yeah. And you've progressed, that's why. Now you're doing deadlifts and barbell work and our different mana classes, our flex classes, like whatever classes there, you're in it, doing your extra cardio. Yeah. So with your change that you've made physically, what are some of the things that like, because I mean, you've done the weightlifting, you've done all those things, which is absolutely amazing. But what are some things like day to day that have changed for you physically that you didn't actually realize were like so hard before, but now you're like, oh wow, I didn't used to be able to do that and now I can?
Oh, just not being out of breath for things. Just being able to, you know, walk a further distance than I was doing before. Being able to do a lot of things, probably lots of physical things.
Mm-hmm.
Being, you know, the things that I couldn't, that I was struggling with before.
Yeah. Like just day-to-day things like what
Yeah.
you're talking about before, like tying your shoelaces and doing things like that, that you're now able to do all of that. Yeah. Does it make you feel like a lot more independent and confident in yourself that you know, because the thing I think sometimes people forget, like with fitness and coming to the gym, and you test your body, you test your limits every single day. So every time you're training, you're testing whether or not can I do this thing, and you're figuring out, yes, I can, or no, I can't just yet. And this is how I'm going to begin to do it. When we don't really do much, we don't test our limits. We don't know what we can and can't do. And so we don't really try that many things. You started your journey, you know, there's things like kick sits, there's things like burpees, there's walking, like, you know, doing the stairs at Massey, there's doing the track at Massey. So there's all these things that you were testing yourself. The first time that someone said to you like, okay, cool, we're going to do the stairs, and you're like, what the heck? Because like FYI, Shelly's kneecaps are like bone on bone. Like, you know, you've got all those types of things. So your kneecaps are actually bone on bone. You've got limited mobility there. Because you test those things, you can like trust yourself and have confidence in yourself a little bit more. Did you realize that was the confidence in just your own physical ability? Did you realize that was something you were going to gain? Is that something you were looking for? Or were you really just like, I just want to be skinnier. I just want to be smaller?
I think I just wanted to lose the weight pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, I was so tired of being a big girl, like, honestly. Like, even growing up, I was a big girl, like, bigger than my cousins, you know. I was always the big girl.
Yeah.
I just got tired of it. And I just thought, you know, I need to do something about it, you know. So coming to Queendom and doing those stairs many times, it was good to show others that nothing is impossible, that if you try really hard, you can have it all. You can have it all. You just got to work hard for it.
Yeah. That's so good. So when you were growing up, like just tapping into that, because you've got quite a lot of cousins, eh?
Yeah.
You've got a very big family. Did they was it ever like a thing where they'd be like, oh yeah, Shelly's a big girl? Like, was there anything like that? Or was it just, you just were the bigger girl and it just was what it was? Were there jokes made? Were there like...
No jokes, I was just a big girl.
Yeah. And that was just the story that you were told or told yourself?
Probably told myself. You
Yeah.
know, I was always the big girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you grow up, you just get over it, I suppose, you know.
Mm-hmm. Until it gets to a point where you're like, I think I've taken
Yeah.
it a bit too far.
Time to sort it out now.
Yeah.
Like, get your shit together. You're not getting any younger, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, start putting yourself first.
Yeah. As an early childhood teacher, did your weight impact your job in any way? Like losing the weight, have you noticed that it's helped you in your job in any way? Or
Yeah, like, you know, there was things there that, like, they'd always say to me, would you like to be in the baby room? Oh, no, thank you. You know, because it's a lot of getting down, getting up, getting down, like continuous all day.
Yeah.
And then I just decided, nah, I just want to work with preschoolers, you know. But it did impact a little bit on my career, you know. I think they just didn't really mind because it was all about my knowledge and understanding, really,
Yeah.
not about my weight.
Yeah.
But within myself, I thought, oh no, it would probably be better if I was a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for yourself, you kind of stopped yourself from taking some extra chances or extra things that you could have done because you were like, well, with the baby's room, like getting up and down, it's not that they said you can't do it, it's that you yourself were like, I can't do that. Yeah. So it sort of stopped those opportunities for you. Yeah.
Pretty much.
And now that you've lost that weight, quite a lot of weight, how does that impact your job? How are you at work?
I'm better, more mobile, you know, being able to catch up with children when they're
Running.
or just, hey, or,
Yeah.
you know, call out to them and stuff. But yeah, no, it definitely has changed my job a bit.
Yeah. And your mindset, because that's one thing I think, like what you had talked about before, is the mindset behind why you do what you do. So in your fitness journey, pretty much like from the beginning, you did have quite a strong mindset that you were determined that this is what you wanted to do. You were very open to the fact that it was going to take you a while and that it wasn't just like I'm going to come to the gym for 12 weeks and do this challenge and everything will be cool for 12 weeks and I'll have all my goals. You, from the outset, were like, this is my new life. I'm here for as long as it takes. This is who I am now. What's some of the things that you tell yourself, like mindset-wise, in those moments where you're struggling in class or even just, you know, like, because sometimes the in class and the training is actually the easiest part. Outside of class, having to eat your meal plan, stay on track, be around people that might, like, you might be around people that are like, oh God, are you eating the same thing again? Why do you eat that? What's the point? Da, da, da. What's your mindset in those moments that keeps you on track?
I usually choose not to go to things like, you know, like birthday parties and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good with the whānau and good to catch up, but the fact is I can't eat the food and I can't drink drinks. So sometimes I kind of feel that it defeats my purpose of going there. But I know it's all about whānau and stuff, you know, and I do miss my family and that. But once I'm on a journey, like even a challenge, they know why I don't come that often.
Yeah.
Is because I choose so that I can keep on playing. And just be away from temptation, really.
Yeah.
Because we all have weak moments when, you know, when you think you can eat that, but really you can't eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did go off in probably a month ago. I went to my friend's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't eat the food.
Yeah.
I ate salad, but I looked at their food.
Yeah.
I didn't drink the drinks. So, you know.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, there was no one there to tell me, oh, you should have a drink.
Yeah.
You know?
They were like supportive of the journey that you're on. Yeah. Because so have you encountered anyone in your life that has been not that supportive that you've had to like figure that out? You don't have to name and shame them, but like that situation where you've been like on a journey, you're trying to make these good choices, people that you thought were going to be supportive that are actually not. And then how do you sort of deal with that?
I think I have one person, but it was okay for me when I was trying to lose the weight. It was okay, but there was nothing like positive coming out of it. Like, you know, if I talk to this person about my journey, or I'm sore because we did this and this, they'll try to, oh, then you shouldn't be doing it, you know? Like, that's probably not what I wanted. I just wanted to hear that, you know, that reassurance that I'm doing what I should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think, sometimes you want to talk to people about it, like, hey, look, you know, like I'm sore from the gym, but you're sharing it as in like, I've worked really hard. These are the things that I've done. I am sore from the gym. And you kind of just want to hear back like, good on you for that you're still going even though you're sore, instead of people being like, well, then don't go. You shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard when someone else is like hearing that they're giving you excuses. Like they're sort of giving you the excuse to be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be going then if you feel sore. That's not right. You should be doing this instead or whatever. And it's really hard sometimes to be like, I'm trying to stop myself from having excuses, and now you're allowing me to have excuses. You have to like double down on that mindset.
Yeah. So, someone told me, like, if they're not in your waka, they're not going to support you, you know, the way that you want them to. You can still love them. They can still be your family, you know. They'll always be your family and you'll always love them. But if they're not there to support you, then, you know, just keep them at arm's length. And that's what they get, you know. If they don't get my full quality time like they used to, they get probably minimal.
Yeah.
I'm talking like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they get that kind of quality. They don't get what they used to get.
Yeah. How has that been for you, sort of setting those boundaries?
I think it just helps me to be better, or, you know, helps me to think that, you know, realistically, if they don't want to support you in the way that you need, then don't give them your time. Not as much time as you used to.
Yeah. That's so good. So in the classes that you come to and pushing yourself in the classes, what is the driving force for you to get through those things, like doing the burpees, doing the pull-ups that you've been doing? You know, like what is the driving force for you in that?
Oh, I think for me it's just going back to my mindset, you know, just trying things out, even though I know it's hard and I know I can't do it yet, but if I just work at it, you know, keep working at it, and, you know, the classes, and those beautiful burpees, I look at everyone, you know, because when I'm like literally tired and dying and I think I have nothing left, I just look around at the class and I see my friends just throwing themselves on the floor, and getting back up, and that's what drives me too.
So you had an injury when we went to Sladdon.
Oh yes.
Hurt yourself. The great injury. But you've actually had a few injuries, because you had that, and then you've also had like your finger broken and jammed in a door, and that was horrible. So you've had a few injuries you've had injuries that you came in with, and so some mobility injuries that you came in with. You've injured yourself during training and things like that. And that's another thing that people can pile on you and be like, see, you know, you shouldn't be training because you're injuring yourself and da-da-da-da. And it's in those moments, it's that moment where it's like, this is my out.
Yeah. So
like this could be your out.
I think when I did get injured, I thought it was like the end of the world, you know, because I had just started a challenge and I was thinking, oh man, what am I going to do? You know, how am I going to get my 350 calories in? You know, it was, because the gym had become a big part of my life, I was just thinking, oh, you know, so I kind of probably had some reality talks with people, and they told me straight, like, you know, if your lower body isn't working, your upper body is working, right? And I'm like, okay then, you know, so, you know, I just found other ways to work out, and I was upper body for a good 6 to 8 weeks, I think it was. Yeah, so it definitely probably showed other people, you know, nothing is impossible. Nothing, if you truly want it, you'll do whatever it takes to get it. You know, with your journey. Yeah, and just, I know, I hardly ever listen to my body, but when I do have to listen to my body, I will.
Yeah.
Usually I just trudge on. I just do what I do, and then when it just gets too much, then I just take a break.
Yeah. So knowing that you're coming in with some injuries and some pain and stuff like that, you still will push yourself through.
Yes.
And then there'll be a moment where you realize, okay, cool, I've got to stop and listen to my body. How do you find the balance between my mindset doesn't want to do this and actually this is my body talking to me now?
I think it took me a long time to realize that I should listen to my body, because, you know, I've got a long way to go, especially on the challenges. You know, it's sometimes it becomes a bit too much for my body to handle. But that's because I push it to the limits, and then when I do that, I usually get injured or something like that. So
Yeah.
I have to take a step back. It doesn't. It's not a decision that I take lightly.
Yeah.
But it's a decision that I make, and I've been making often.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not. I think I'm just not. My body's not getting any younger, and I just think, I need to save my body for other things.
Yeah. And just trying to find that balance, between like pushing the limits and then also realizing that longevity wise, sometimes you need to actually tell yourself to stop. Yeah. Take a rest.
Yeah. It takes me a long time to actually rest.
Yeah.
People are like, where were you yesterday? Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I had to take a break. My body is,
Listen to myself for once. Yeah. Yeah. So when you were, after you'd hurt yourself and you were sort of homebound for a while, what were some of the workouts that you were doing from home? What were some things that you did?
Most of them were seated, of course, but they were all upper body. You know? So I borrowed some weights from the gym, I think.
Yeah.
And took those home and just used those. A lot of shoulders and chest press and all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of that sit-ups when I could do them. I was usually 100 a day. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And then how did you find the workouts? So like when you were at home?
Just on my phone, on YouTube, half an hour workouts, twice a day.
Yeah. And for you holding yourself accountable at home, like how did you do that? Because that, like, being at home, having the injury, that's a reason that you can give to be like, hey, look, I can't actually do as much as I need to be doing. What was it that held you accountable? What was it that made you stick to it? Because you were on the 12-week challenge last year when that happened.
Yeah, so I think it's just the mindset and the drive to, just keep eating what's on plan, keep doing what you need to do. Keep coming to the gym when I could. To just do upper body.
Yeah. What is it that you, like, what is the vision that you have for yourself that you're driving towards?
Okay, well, at first I thought it was just to lose the weight. But, like, as I progress on and on, I do want to be strong. But I know I have to work hard. Work hard to get it a lot more harder.
Yeah. Do you have like a physical goal? Do you have a performance goal? Like what is it that you're like, this is what I cannot wait to be able to do or look like or whatever?
I really want to be like at least 75 to 80 kgs.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. And maintain it. Yeah.
But I want to be strong too.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I like all over my body strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How exciting. And you'll get there too because up here is so strong. Yeah. Have you always had a strong mindset or is that something that's come through?
I just think probably being at the gym makes it stronger.
Yeah.
But I do have my days, don't get me wrong. I'm like every average person. I do have my days where my mindset isn't where it should be.
Yeah. And what do those days look like for you?
Those days look like, ugh, bro, I don't want to do this. I just, I'm tired. It's all those, those negativity. I'm tired. I'm sore. I'm injured. Oh, bro, when is it gonna end? You know, when am I gonna have the perfect body? Oh, you know, it's just those kind of days. And then I just look at, and then when I come to the gym, I just look in the room and I went, get your shit together. You know, stop it. You know why you're here. You know why you're coming to these classes. You need it. You know, you need it.
Yeah. That's so good. Is there anyone that like pushes you like in the classes? Is there anyone that you see that you're like, oh, bro, if they're doing it, I better move?
So the ones that I've been seeing lately is like Ari. You know, I see her. I know she's got a sore knee just like mine. So I see her like just putting herself on the ground and getting up, and Ruth too.
Yeah.
You know, it is like it's the life.
Yeah.
You know, just stop procrastinating and get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look to them, and Marie's doing so good. Like there's a lot of ladies out in our gym that are doing so well.
Yeah.
You know.
It's inspiring, eh?
Hard out, you know. They're like, "Oh, you inspire me." I'm like, "Oh, man. No, it's the other way around."
Yeah.
You inspire me.
Do you ever feel pressure when people tell you that? Like, do you ever feel pressure when people are like, oh my God, you're so inspirational? Do you ever feel pressure like, oh shit, I better keep going. I better keep being amazing?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
You know, because people go, "Man, you've lost so much weight." Oh, you know, I could be, because majority of the time I'm wearing my OTB stuff around.
Yeah.
And I could be just sitting at the doctor's or, you know, walking around town and they go, "Oh, do you go to that gym?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do. But I seen you on the Facebook." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." You know?
Yeah.
It's hard because
Yeah.
I have to like, especially when I'm wearing the gear, I have to like just be kind of professional, like I'm at my job.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that I'm promoting us.
But it's because you have been with OTB for so long. I think that you've got such a high respect for OTB, which is why OTB and everyone respects you back, because you've been here for so long, and you know, like you embody what we are trying to do, not only for yourself but also for the way that you treat other people too. You know, like you encourage them, you are real with them, you'll tell them like that's just an excuse, just keep going. Yeah. And you know, like even things like class starts at 5:30 and you might get in here at say 4:30, just before 5, and do your own cardio to get yourself ready. And when people come in and see that, they're like, oh, that's how she's got those results she's got.
Oh, I don't look at it like that too. Like it's I think a couple of weeks ago Ruth came in and she says, "Oh, Shelly, you're always going at it." I said, I have to. You know? It's not like it's gonna come like instantly.
Yeah.
I have to get it like, yeah. So yeah, it definitely has been a journey. It's definitely had its ups and downs, and you guys have always been there for the whole thing, you know, telling me you shouldn't be doing that, or, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm always the one, don't look in my direction, please, you
Stop
know.
saying my name through the microphone.
Yeah. That's good. Like I need that. Like,
Yeah.
I often need that even when I am dying, you know, when I'm so tired, and I just think that that's the way out, but there's no way out.
Yeah. Someone's always watching.
Yes.
Is there something physically that so like we've got the goal body weight around 75 to 80 to maintain it and be strong, but is there something physically that you're like, I can't wait until I'm doing this, whatever it is?
I think the one thing that I would love to do is to do at least 5 pull-ups without the band.
Yes.
Because I always used to watch people when I came. I'd always watch, man, that looks so cool. You know, I'll do that one day.
Yeah.
One day. And then I just, you know, during those flex and sculpt and that, Gina would always often ask me, Shelly, do you want to get up? And I would always go, is there an alternative? And she goes, man, I'm going to be running out of alternatives soon. And I said, oh, yeah, okay. And then like the week after that, I just tried it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So did you just get yourself up there, or
no,
she just didn't offer you an alternative? She ran out.
Yeah. I just says, oh, I'm ready. And she goes, for what? Oh, the band. And she goes, oh, okay then. So she helped me. And then, yeah, I just did 1 or 2 for the beginning, had a break, then did another 2, and then I had enough. And then the week after that, came back for some more. And I ended up doing 8 that night.
How did that, like, so that first pull-up that you did, how did that feel?
Oh, it felt amazing. You know, oh, I can do this, you know. You know, it's just trying. Got to try.
100%. And so when you did the 8 pull-ups, how did that feel after you did that?
I was over the moon. I didn't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to stop working out. And they were like, Shelly, over here. I'm like, oh, sorry.
You're like, I'm sorry, but
sorry.
I'm celebrating myself right now. I have been watching everyone do this for a long time and I'm finally there. That's incredible. So the goal is 5 pull-ups with no band. Yeah. How does it feel to have coaches that don't give you excuses? Like, how does it feel to have coaches around you that, because like, you know, people could very easily, like, for example, I don't like the mobility in your knees is hardly there. Like, you can't do this. Like, you actually have got, like, your knees don't work the way our knees do, right?
No.
So you can't do the step ups onto the box and things like that. That would actually really damage you. Like,
yeah, I try to, but
no, you're going to stop doing that. Yeah, I was going to say.
so yeah, I try to, but putting my foot on top like that is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the putting pressure on that's why like going up slatting and things like that was such a major thing, because I don't think people quite understand it. But because there's a difference between having excuses and having actual limitations.
Yeah.
And that's something that, like, for you to realize this is, and we all know that this is not an excuse, this is an actual limitation. Everybody has limitations. We all do. We love to push our limits, that's great, but there is a limitation for people. We do have that. And there is a point where it's like, there is no further than this. And that is just how it is. So how does it feel for you having a coach? Like, to be able to do the pull-ups, you actually have to get up on top of something.
Oh, I do.
And it would be very easy for your coach, one, from a coach point of view, to be like, oh gosh, how am I going to get Shelly up there? How does it feel to have coaches that will find a way and be like, if you want to do pull-ups, get up?
Yeah, no excuses here.
Yeah. How does that feel for you? Because like for some people, a coach like that would scare the crap out of them. How does that feel for you?
I'm just happy that they do it. Because if they don't push me to do it, then I won't, I wouldn't do it myself. So just having coaches that, come on, Shelly, that's enough in itself, because that means you're slipping. When I'm not doing the exercises and I'm lying on the ground, that means I'm not moving, I'm not moving. So I need my trainer to call my name until I get my body off the ground. It is what it is, but that's what makes me, it makes me push myself.
Yeah.
It makes me just want to do better. I know I should be doing better, but sometimes I'm just trying to take the easy way out. But it's not the easy way out that you want. It's the drive, it's the mindset, it's the discipline that you need. Just get up. And then when I am like truly think I'm out, I just look around the room and I look at Ari, I look at Ruth, I look at Marie, I look at all those women that are throwing themselves on the ground, getting up, throwing themselves on the ground. Oh, get up, Shelly. That's what drives me. If they're doing it, you should be doing it. Of all people, you should be doing it. Get up. So that's how I drive my mind. I drive cool. I drive it from other people.
Yeah.
I said that when they say I give them inspiration, I'm like, no, sis. It's the other way around. When I'm truly dying, I look around the room and I look for you and I look for Ari, I look for Ruth, I look for all those women that find it hard, and I look at them and I go, yep, get up. No, that's enough. It's time to get up, Shelly. No more resting. Get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing to be able to be in an environment where it is, because it's female dominated here, obviously. everyone knows it. We're a girls' gym. Nah, we're female focused, but we're hearty. But it's amazing to be in like a female dominated environment and be able to look at other women for inspiration in a very positive way. Because I think like a lot of the times in the world, like a lot of female to female stuff can be negative. It can be a bit catty and bitchy. And, you know, we see it's like on the TV all the time. Like the best drama shows are the ones that have girls that are going against each other and the drama and whatever. But it's amazing to be in an environment like this, especially for like what you were just talking about before, that growing up, yes, you've got lots of cousins, but you don't really have a lot of girlfriends, that you come into an environment like this and you can look around at other women and be like, yeah, that's my inspiration there. And I think that's something special about OTB.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone just gets on. Like, you know, we just get on and do what we have to do, even if it's for 1 or 2 hours a day. You know, it's people that are the same, that are here for a reason. They're here for the, you know, the drive, you know, to be who they want to be, and they can do that here.
Yeah. That's amazing. All right, so we've got the goals going forward of the weight goal and the pull-ups goal. Are there any goals that you have for yourself, like outside of the gym, that because like so I personally believe that who you become in the gym is like, it flows on to the rest of your life. And I think through training, we become the best version of ourselves. Through moving our bodies, we become the best version of ourselves. We challenge our limits. We get more confident in ourselves. And I personally believe, and I'm sure that this happened for you as well, but like it flows on to sort of the rest of your life. Is there goals that you have, or is there anything that you've realized like, far out, because I've been going to the gym, I've changed who I am as a person, it's flowed on to areas of your life and you've had gains in other areas that are not quite gym related, but it's a spillover type thing? Have you had anything like that? Like because you've like 180'd your life, like you're a completely different person to who you were when you first started.
I don't think, I think in my mind and my body has changed. Probably the way that I think has changed.
Yeah.
You know, the old me is gone. Like yesterday I sent Ari this photo of both of us together. We used to teach at a daycare in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I just about didn't recognize us.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not even that long ago, 2021. And what are we, 2024?
2019. Maybe it was 2019.
Yeah.
Because I had just started working there. And that's how I met Ari. So, yeah, I was like, look at this photo. And I was like, man, those girls are so gone. You know, we're looking at it now, thinking, oh my God, we thought we were living our best lives.
Yeah. When you look at that photo and you say like, oh wow, those girls are so gone, who were those girls? Like who were you in that photo?
In that photo I was a mum that just gave everything, you know, to her kids, to her family. I was a teacher that just always said yes, always said yes. I will do it. I was the girl that was drinking like nearly every weekend, you know, going out all the time. And now I don't do any of that. I do minimal. I don't drink much. You know.
When you say like you were the mum that gave everything to her kids, that the kids came first, a lot of people would say, oh, that's how it should be. Like that's what you should do as a mum. So what's the flip for you, and what's your advice to those mums that are out there? Because like that was a big learning curve for me as well.
Like, don't feel like you're being selfish for yourself. It's things that even if it's 1 or 2 hours per day out of your life, to put yourself first for a change. You know, it's very hard to put yourself first and create balance. For me, it was all about balance, you know, balancing my job, balancing my family, but balancing the gym so that everything fits. Because I'm all about organization, you know, nothing can be out of place. So everything has a place.
Yeah.
You know, so work has a place and it stays at work.
Yeah.
Family has a place at home. The gym is a place too, you know, and that kind of probably made me a stronger person than I am today. You know, being more confident, being able to tell people, oh no, I'm not doing that now. I'm going over here. I'm going to the gym now. You've had my time for 8 hours a day. I've got to go home first, sort out my children, and then come to the gym. Or, like the reels is I was so lucky to have my parents to actually look after my children. So I'd go to work, come straight to the gym, do my thing, then go home, and then do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel getting fitter and the journey that you've been on, do you feel like that's made you a better mum? And if so, how? How has it done that?
I think for me, it's my children are old, like they're like growing.
Yeah.
So they know where my priorities lie.
Yeah.
You know, I work for them, you know, put a roof over their head and everything like that.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is just cook their own dinner. That's how it is.
Yeah.
On a daily routine, they cook their own dinner, you know, because I already prep my own stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they just help around the house and stuff with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think coming to the gym was the best decision I made in my life.
Yeah. That's so, it's so good, eh? With your, cause like, did you get any guilt? Because like for me, and also I know like a lot of mums, like you get that mum guilt where you're like, oh, did you get any guilt around that? Or were you able to be like, I'm at the point now where I desperately need this change and it's not that I'm putting the gym above my kids. I'm really just investing in me so that I can invest in my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd always say to them, you know, I need to go to the gym. And they're like, okay, mum, all good. You know, because they were like mid-teenager going to adult. So, yeah, they just said, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, they were happy that I was doing something for me, but, you know, working out and, you know, losing the weight too.
Yeah. Are they proud of you for the progress? Like in their heads, are they just like, what
They're
the
proud,
heck?
But they get sick of my stories.
Why? Because it's always at the gym.
It's like, they don't even want to ask me, what did you do at the gym? Because it'll be like, I did burpees today. Oh my God. Like, yeah. But yeah, they're like, oh man. Like even my my brothers, they're like, man, how much do you weigh? At the time I think it was 114. And he goes, whoa, sis, you're like gonna be you're gonna be lighter than me soon.
Yeah.
You know, so there's those things that drive me too.
Yeah.
You know, that when they say, oh man, you're like losing heaps of weight.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I was like, oh, that's the plan.
Yeah. Do you feel like overwhelmingly that your family and your support network are very proud of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they tell you that?
Yeah.
That's
Every time I
so
see
good.
cousins I haven't seen for a long time, you know, they're like, oh man, you're fading away. It's like, that's the plan.
You're like, yep, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. And it's not on being sick either.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
And I think that's the thing too as well. Credit to you because, man, you have done the hard journey. You've done the hard journey. Like, and you've just stayed consistent as well. Did you have anyone at the beginning of your journey when you told people like, this is what I'm going to do? Did you have anyone that was sort of like a doubter or like, oh, yeah, here we go? Or was everyone pretty much like, yep, she's going to do it?
I just kept it a secret a bit, you know, because, you know, I didn't want people to know. I wanted to see if I could do it first, if I physically could do it. So I just kept it a secret and only a certain amount of people knew that I was going to the gym.
Yeah.
And then of course I come to a gym that videotapes everyone. And it's like,
yeah.
And I'm always I used to be like, even give Richie the looks like
Don't video me.
Don't video me. But it's just normal now. It's just second nature. So
when was the first time that someone you hadn't told them you were going to the gym, but then they saw you in the stories or the videos or whatever? When was the first time that happened, and how was that for you?
I think when we did the testimony at the front.
Oh,
You know
okay.
those
Yeah.
for Facebook? Yeah, we did those, and everyone was messaging me.
Yeah.
Far out. Are you going to the gym? Yeah, I've been going for a long time, but I just keep it a secret. You know,
Because it
even
had been quite a while.
yeah, it was a while, and then they just noticed. Oh man, you're losing heaps of weight. What are you doing? Oh, no, nothing. Nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just said no. I've been going to the gym, and they were like, "Oh, good on you. You know, good on you." Yeah.
That's so good. So before we finish up today, I want you to give some advice to people that are out there that are in a similar situation that you were in before you started your journey. So a couple of things. One, for the people that are yet to start their journey but are in a similar situation to what you were in. And two, to people that are on the journey. And you know when you get to that point where you're like been on the journey for so long and you've got some results, but you've got these goals over here, then you feel so far away from them.
Yep.
Those ones. You know that place. You've been there. So number one, what's your advice for the people that are in the situation that you were in before you started? What would you say to them?
If you truly want to change your life, if you want to be something, just try it. Nothing is impossible. You know, nothing. If you don't try it, you'll never know. You know, so if you want to be at the gym, be at the gym. Don't worry about what people think. You know, because their opinions mean nothing. You know, just drive, just get a good mindset, and just keep coming to the gym every day.
Yeah, that's it. It's the consistency and that mindset is so important. So important. All right, number two, advice for the people that have been on their journey for a while, have got some of the results. They could be like ticking off goals and everything like that, but they're at that point where they look back and they go, far out, I've been doing this for ages. But they also look forward to the goals that they're wanting to achieve, and they look so far away. They're in that sort of like pit. What's your advice to those people when you get there?
Just keep going. You know, you got to be consistent for yourself, and you know, just work at it every day. Something is better than nothing.
Yes.
Something is better than nothing. Even if you don't feel like doing it, just do it anyway, because you know you'll feel better for it.
Yeah.
You know, just keep going. It's, you know, if you truly want to be what you want to be, you just have to work harder. You know, as sometimes it seems like it's long, but just trust the process. That's all it is. You have to trust it. Otherwise, you'll just end up stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing the importance of mindset, because I think a lot of people, they forget that part, and that is the key part. So I appreciate you, Shelly, for one, everything that you've done today for the podcast, but two, everything that you do for OTB and the amount of support that you give, not just to me, but to all of our members. And I just want to say I really appreciate you, who you are, and what you give to us as well. So thank you so much. Ladies, if you have anyone in your life that you know needs a mindset check, that is giving out the reasons, the excuses, and they need a bit of a checkup on their mindset, send them this podcast. And just remember, as Shelly said, you can have it all. You just have to work for it. So if you know that there is something that you want, you absolutely can have it all. You just have to work for it. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, that you like our videos, and share them to women that you know need to hear the story. And we'll get much more women on here so we can share the strength from all the ladies that we have. And thank you, Shelly, again for coming on. And we'll see you soon.